Hello, everybody. Welcome to the DSA Presents a Detroit Lions Roundtable. And I have some great people on the table today. I have 313 JMO. What's good, JMO?
What's good, man? What's good, everybody, man? It's very exciting day. Welcome to the official Detroit Lions Roundtable for all my people out there. DSA in the building. What's good, y'all?
Yeah, what's up, Real? I got Real here from Real Detroit Sports Fans. What's up, man?
Yeah, man, it's real Detroit Lions fans, but I appreciate you, man.
Oh, you have sports too, I'm sure. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, I'm just excited to be here. What's up, everybody in the chat? What's going on? Thanks for rocking with us. Let's do this.
We got the Queen of the Den in the building, Rachel Marie Sports. How's it going tonight, Rachel?
What's up, guys? Really excited to talk football tonight. I'm ready.
Last but certainly not least, Luke G. What's up, man?
Man, I am happy it's Tuesday. Yes, let's talk some football. Y'all don't understand. This is what I live for. Just to talk some football. I'm beyond excited. We got some great questions, some great shows. If you are in here and you have not hit that subscriber button, stop playing. Hit the button. If you have not hit that bell, if you're not ringing bells, I don't know what you're doing. You're wasting energy. And on top of that, please make sure if you don't do nothing else, hit that like button for us and let's go ahead and have a good show. Y'all ready?
Yeah, we're ready. We got one more coming in here. Hold on just a second. I have to figure out how to get this.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Andrew, what's up today? Second half of the dynamic duo.
Hey,
What's going on, fellas? And the queen, obviously.
obviously, cannot forget her.
Right.
All right, JMO, can you do roll call for me, please?
All right, man. What's good? What's good, everybody? We got Detroit Drew in the building. Make sure you go subscribe to him. We got Dolo Dynamite in the building. Vast Starwin was good. Not a Lions fan, but was good. Devin99, Go Lions. D Hype in the building. Right or Wrong in the building. Was good. Right or Wrong. You can call me Funk in the building. Was good. Was good, everybody. Make sure you guys like that video.
Yes, sir. We're going to go right into our first question. You're going to see it at the bottom. Who's the better Matt, Stafford or Ryan? Matt Stafford or Matt Ryan? I'm going to go to J-Bo first on this one.
Why you got to do that, Jill? You see, I can hear the laughter in your voice. It's all good. It's all good. Look. The better Matt is obviously Stafford, and and it's just real, you know. And I just feel like the only people who don't think that are Atlanta Falcons fans, because you can't get me to believe that Stafford loses that game. Seriously. Like, there's no way. All he had to do was get in field goal range, and he couldn't do it. I don't want no excuses, but whatever. Everybody wants to blame the coach, but all I know is the coach got another quarterback who couldn't deliver, and it was the same result. So maybe you get a top-tier quarterback, but Matt Ryan's a very good quarterback, and I do think he's better than some of the other younger quarterbacks in the league. But I think Stafford is the better and more talented quarterback. He's had less to work around with than Matt Ryan had. So I mean, he had Megatron for 5 years. Matt Ryan's had Julio Jones for like 9 years. So I mean, if we had Megatron for 9 years, or at least a receiver of that type of caliber, like a Julio Jones caliber, plus having a solid coach, Dan Quinn, you know, he's better than any coach we've had. So I think he's had a lot more around him. Matt Ryan and Stafford has done more with less. So I definitely think Stafford's better. So.
All right. I wasn't expecting a different answer. So
I know you weren't expecting a different answer. That's why I'm like, why you got to do me first? You know,
you're first in the row of the panel here, so I don't lose track. That's what it is, JMO. Yeah, I'm kidding, man. All right, Real. Which Matt is better, Stafford or Ryan?
Yeah, I think this is a great question because, you know, they're both really good friends. They're neighbors in the off season. They both live in Atlanta. Obviously, that's where Matt Ryan plays. And honestly, every time they play each other, it's a great matchup. I love whenever we face the Falcons. But I mean, just looking at the throws each quarterback can make and the, you know, impossible windows that Stafford consistently throws into, I got to take my boy Matt Stafford for sure. Like that's a definite thing. And I mean, Matt Ryan, his most successful years and the time when he was really Matty Ice, that really dangerous player, was when he had Kyle Shanahan as his offensive coordinator. And I mean, we've seen what kind of a great coach Kyle Shanahan is now that he's a head coach, taking 49ers to the Super Bowl and whatnot. And honestly, the Atlanta Falcons and their offense they haven't been the same since he left. And Stafford, I feel like, has proven to be a player that could play at that elite level, really, even in spite of a bad coordinator, because he's had multiple bad coordinators. So I got to take Stafford on this one for sure.
Okay, Rachel, what do you say? Which is the better Matt, Stafford or Ryan?
I think this is a really good question as well. And if you kind of pull and compare their statistics, they're very close in a lot of major categories. All that to be said, Matt Ryan has started 189 games, where Matt Stafford has started 149 games. So the fact that they're even as close in some of these statistics with a 40-game difference in between says a lot more than I think I can even explain. But like everybody's saying, you really have to watch Matt Stafford play to know why our answers are that he is the better Matt, because it's the plays like throwing it in between 4 Chief defenders so perfectly that blow your mind. You know what I mean? It's like, take the stats out of it, watch him on the field. The accuracy is incredible. Some of these throws that he makes, I mean, you don't see anybody else in the league making. So it's not a matter of statistics for me as much as it is you have got to watch Stafford on the field, and then you know the answer to this question is him and why.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What do you think, Luke G? Who is the better Matt? Matt Ryan, Matt Stafford?
I don't know what y'all talking about. Matt Ryan clearly is the better Matt. Says no one. I'm just messing with y'all. Listen.
I knew that.
I'm just listen.
I had no idea. I'm like, he's joking. Whatever.
Listen. I felt like J-Mo was about ready to pounce. He's like, what did he just say? You know,
He was.
you know how I picture this went down when I said to myself, when I say y'all got this confused, I felt like it was the opening scene from The Lion King as soon as the sun came on and everybody looked up. I feel like so they heard me say y'all got this confused. I feel like J-Mo head was like, what? What did he say? Pennsylvania. Listen, man. Listen, Matthew Stafford. You cannot measure Matthew Stafford with Matt Ryan. It's not fair. Who had the stronger arm? Matthew Stafford. More agile? Matthew Stafford. More tough as nails? Matthew Stafford. The better throws in the league? Matthew Stafford. Statistically, Matthew Stafford. The better looking person? Matthew Stafford. Everything is better about it. So when you go through and you see all these different things that line up that say that Stafford's just better, I'm with Drew. If you think Stafford is not better, you either a Falcons fan or a Packers fan. Either way it go, you might be Ray Charles to this because you can't see clearly that this man is better. I love the question because it's something fun to start off with and something light. But I knew that J-Mo was ready to pounce. I felt that in my spirit as soon as I said the other one.
I just think with Stafford, I think a lot of fan bases and fans, when they ask us, is this quarterback better than Stafford? And this quarterback better than Stafford? And we like, no. And people get offended. But the only quarterbacks I feel us as fans are willing to say better is quarterbacks as talented as Stafford, and they're just better. It's only like 4 of those guys.
Right.
So, and Matt Ryan is not one of them guys.
Well, let's go to Andrew so we don't forget about him. You know, Andrew, what do you think? Which is the better Matt, Stafford or Ryan?
Honestly, when you do look at their stats, they have very similar stats. They both have been throwing for over 4,000 yards for consecutive years, besides when Stafford went down the last 2 seasons. And Matt Ryan actually has a better passer rating. He throws less interceptions. But when you look at the two, I mean, Matt Ryan's situation is so much better. He's had Julio for a long time. He had Devontae Freeman. They have Tevin Coleman for a while. He was playing well. And now they just brought in Todd Gurley, Austin Hooper, Calvin Ridley. He has had so many weapons at his disposal as well as a run game. And then he's had Alex Mack, Jake Matthews, just fantastic linemen for years, So when you compare the two, Stafford is doing everything Ryan is doing with so much less, except the fact that Stafford throws a couple more interceptions a year. But when you have to play as aggressive as Stafford does, and just, I don't blame him for throwing the ball into the opponent's hands. But hands down, Stafford. I mean, it's night and day. If Stafford went to a team like the Falcons, he would be doing way better than he would right now. He'd probably go over 5,000 yards as many times as Breeze is doing. 40 plus touchdowns. It's just not even comparable.
I totally agree with you. Hey, what's up, Dose of Dion? How you doing, man? I've seen him in the chat. All right, man. For my take, it's easy. This is Stafford all the way. He's been the better Matt, I think, since he started. So he's had worse teams and worse situations to deal with. So, but he's so much better in my opinion. We're gonna go to the next question. You can see the questions at the bottom of the screen. They'll be scrolling down there for you. Sean Wagner Magoo of CBS Sports says that Matt Stafford is in his top 10, actually number 7, for having a career year. What say you, JMO?
I say that I can't take him serious at all because Dak Prescott is number 5 on this list. So as much as happy as I want to be, oh yeah, somebody finally gave Stafford credit, Dak Prescott is 5 on the list. So I can't take the list seriously. Like, I'm just being honest. And I know Dak had a lot of nice numbers, but in no realm is he ever the 5th best quarterback in the NFL, at least right now. Maybe someday in the future, not right now. But besides that, it's nothing different. I'll say Stafford. I've always said he's a top 7 QB, so he has him on the low end of that 7. So it's not like I'm surprised or anything. Had a really great year in the first year of Darryl Bevell's offense, so I think he's only going to get better. And then people around the league are just looking at all of the weapons. He even talked about it in the article, T.J. Hockenson and Kenny Galladay and Marvin Jones. So when you look at all the weapons at the disposal when adding Swift, then it makes sense. But I don't know how credible this list is when you got Dak Prescott at 5. Man.
I do see what you're saying, and he left Aaron Rodgers off the list too. So I don't know.
Exactly. Like, come on. Like, Aaron Rodgers has declined, but he's still a top 10 QB. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know what he was on, but it's a good topic. So we'll go to Real. What do you think?
Man, you guys know my love for Matt Stafford. I love that man, and he's my quarterback. He's my favorite quarterback of all time. And I think that, actually, when we did our quarterback rankings, we had a quarterback ranking episode, and I actually put him as my 7th quarterback. So, I mean, I'm definitely in agreement on that standpoint for sure, but I can never take these, quarterback ranking articles that seriously, just because, like, they contain so much recency bias, because I guarantee you CBS's article last year had Stafford in the bottom, whatever. So I don't take these that seriously, but I definitely agree that he's the top 7 quarterback for sure.
Yeah. And in some ways, this question more has to do with him having a career year this year coming up too. So I just, I want to put that out there as well. Let's see, Rachel, what do you think about this?
I mean, I'm with you guys on these articles, and even outside what you're saying, the bias, the recency bias. I also think sometimes they put things there to make you go, what? So that you start talking and debating and that kind of stuff on purpose. I mean, I think he's easily top 10. I think he's, if the start to last season shows us anything for this coming season, there's no reason to believe that he's not set to have a career year as long as he stays on his feet and as long as he stays healthy.
Oh, that makes sense. I like that answer. Here, the other thing is too, some of these things are because they don't have anything else to write about too. So, it is what it is.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So we're going to go to Andrew on this question. What do you think? Is it going to be a career year for Matthew Stafford this year?
So I have a question for you. Who is in this list? Like, do you have the list up?
I do not have the list. All I know is I know that Stafford is 7.
All I know is Brady is 9. Carson Wentz is 8. Deshaun Watson is 6. And then Russell Wilson is 4. No, Drew Brees is 4. Russell Wilson is 3. Lamar is 1. Lamar is 2. Patrick Mahomes is 1. So Mahomes, Lamar, then Wilson, Brees, Dak Prescott. Oh my gosh.
So
Deshaun Watson, Stafford, Carson Wentz.
So when I'm looking at this list, I mean, the whole thing is about having a career year. So everyone's like, "Oh, Rodgers isn't on it." They're laughing, but Rodgers has had career years that can compete with any other quarterback in like NFL history. So I'm thinking of it. Who do you have on your team right now? Can you have one of the best years of your career? And Tom Brady obviously should be on there. Dak, I know you guys are laughing, but Dak has so many pieces around him that his weapons could quite arguably be top 2 in the league this year. So, I mean, I'm just looking at it from the standpoint of what's going to go on this year. And I think that we did enough in the offseason to bring in those linemen, whether it's, Big V or Jonah Jackson, Stenberg, that Stafford can easily have a career. I'm hoping that he can limit the turnovers, but he can definitely hit that 5,000-yard mark and 40 touchdowns. So I'm hoping that he just makes more improvements from last year, and with the added talent that they kind of just move forward with it.
Yeah, perfect. Makes perfect sense to me. And yeah, these lists are kind of, I don't know, kind of fun. I like looking at it. I think Stafford is poised to have his best year. I mean, his best year was 2011. Everybody kind of agree with that. 41 touchdowns. I think that he definitely could have a great year. My deal is I don't think he's going to have the stats though. And the reason I say that is I hope we have a running game this year. So that was my thoughts. Luke, what do you think about this? Is Luke with us?
Luke said he has to step out for a second.
Okay. All right, cool. We're going to go to our next question then, guys. All right. So who you got? CBS Sports, remember that same list that we just went through. They think Stafford is going to have a better season or more chance to have a career season than Aaron Rodgers. So what do you think, JMO?
I would say that it's something that I expect to hear because Stafford has a lot of weapons. I mean, Aaron Rodgers, they had a successful season, I guess, in a sense. And he didn't have that career year. It was Aaron Jones. So I think if the Packers do become a great team next year, it's going to be because Aaron Jones again, not necessarily Aaron Rodgers. And with Stafford, even though you said you don't think he's going to have the stats because for lack of a better term, we'll be a complete team. But I mean, the top 3 or 4 offenses are complete teams, and they throw for a lot of yards, and they can still have running games. So I've seen offenses like that, So I think he still can throw for 4,500 and or even more, and we still have a good running game. But that's what I think.
All right, Real. What do you think about this? Comparing Stafford and Rodgers for the upcoming season, who do you think has the better year?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I don't know why, but I'm not very surprised by this. I'm really not. I mean, if you saw what Stafford did statistically last season before he went down, obviously, like people like to extrapolate that as if it was, it's a perfect world, and that if he played all 16 games, he would have got 5,000 yards, 40 TDs. And honestly, I think he could have because of Darrell Bevell. He's been plagued with forced to play under Jim Bob Cooter for a couple of years now, and before that, Joe Lombardi. And, I said it before and I'll say it again. They're some of the worst play callers I've ever seen, ever. So, to be honest with you, just having a competent play caller in Darrell Bevell and a dynamic play caller, and like when stuff's not working, he adjusts in the game. He doesn't keep running up the middle, even though it's not working on first down. So, I think that with Darrell Bevell, I think the sky's the limit with Matt Stafford, especially with weapons like TJ Hawkinson, the receivers that he has. Obviously, we just got DeAndre Swift, so hopefully the run game has improved as well. I think the sky's the limit for Stafford. And as for Rodgers, I mean, he hasn't really been the same dangerous, bad man since his latest collarbone injury. He really hasn't. And I mean, that's technically that doesn't really have to do with him. Like, it's not really his fault because they have a new coach as well, and they clearly want to establish the run and prioritize the run. So that's their prerogative, and I think that this list is definitely right. I think Stafford will have a better year than Rodgers, and if the article is about having a career year, then I think Andrew is completely right. There's no way that Rodgers is going to have a career year or a higher probability of having a career year over Stafford having a career year. So, yeah, that's definitely what I think about that one right there.
Okay, I just want to address this for the chat. We will answer your questions at the end of the show. We're going to go through a bunch of questions that we already have, and then we'll get to your questions at the end of the show. I just wanted to let you know, so save that question, not a Lions fan, but because we will get to that. All right. What do you think, Rachel? Aaron Rodgers or Matthew Stafford this year?
I mean, yeah, I think you guys kind of already said it all. They didn't do a lot to get Rodgers any help in that receiving core as far as free agency or the draft. And, they trade away Geronimo Allison. We already saw that they were relying so heavily on the run last season. I really expect their offense to look very similar. And that should mean that even if we do drum up some sort of run game, it could still potentially be a work in progress. As far as Stafford's season compared to Aaron Rodgers, I think statistically he's going to smoke him.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just going to say my piece on this real quick. Did you have something to say? Sorry.
I was just agreeing with Rachel. I said 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So my take on this is absolutely Stafford. The only reason I give Aaron Rodgers any chance whatsoever is he's going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder because they just drafted a quarterback. So other than that, I think Stafford's got him pretty easily actually this year. All right, so we're going to go and see what Andrew thinks about this question. What do you think? You got Aaron Rodgers or you got Matt Stafford?
I mean, this question is so subjective. Like,
it is.
If you actually look at it, what constitutes a better season? Is that the win-loss column? Is that the yards and touchdowns? Is that the quarterback rating? And when you look at Rodgers doesn't throw picks like at all. He's hit double-digit picks only 2 times in his career, and one of those was his season when he finally took over from Favre's position. So if Rodgers leads the team to 12-4, and he's just a field general, which I'm letting you guys know right now, there is no more Aaron Rodgers. He is definitely a dink and dunk, quarterback who limits his turnovers to make sure that his team can just drive down the field and score. So
chill, dude.
Bro, 100%. I guarantee you. Look,
a dink and dunk quarterback.
Look, not a dink and dunk quarterback, but the dude is not going to be the same Aaron Rodgers.
Oh yeah, he preaching.
If you look at what they did last year, people are like, "Oh, Aaron Rodgers ain't nothing special." It's because they're changing their scheme. They're definitely going run first and making Rodgers just complete the passes when he needs to, not complete the passes to open everything up. They have Aaron Jones, who was a freaking beast last year, and then you add A.J. Dillon on top of that. I mean, they're definitely changing their scheme. So I don't think Rodgers will have another better season than Stafford as long as Stafford is healthy.
Okay. I'm just laughing at the change dropping or something, whatever was going on.
Yeah, like he broke the record.
Just, making clinging and clanking. She's like, she probably didn't like what I said.
Oh man, it's getting rough. People are collecting change. So anyway,
hey man, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's hard times out there.
It's hard times. Okay, Luke, do you think Stafford is a better season than Mr. Rodgers? Is it no longer his neighbor?
No, and I'm gonna tell you why. Not only do I not think he's not going to have a better season than Mr. Rodgers, I don't want him to. What that tells me is if he. I mean, and I think that that Andrew is on to something in terms of what are you going to rate this as? Are you talking about statistically? Mm-hmm. If you're talking statistically, I definitely don't want him to have a better season than Aaron Rodgers in terms of statistics because that would mean that they're running no damn ball. And I would take the run right now over anything else right now. I want them to run the ball. So if you're telling statistically he outdo Matthew Stafford, I don't care. If we're running the ball first and Stafford is allowed to just say pick and choose his poison with throwing the ball and running it, I'm taking that deal. I'm taking that deal. So to me, if I'm looking at this, you don't want him to have a better season statistically. You want him to have a better season as a quarterback overall, but statistically, no. I want that guy to turn around, hand the ball off, do it again, hand the ball off some more, and we sit there and let him for once not have to carry this team.
That's the truth.
Yeah, I'm not buying that at all because I feel like a quarterback can have a great statistical season and still run the ball. When Matt Ryan had his MVP year, the Falcons ran the ball a lot, and he still had like almost 5,000 yards and 40 touchdowns. So, I mean, you look at Lamar Jackson, he threw 35 touchdowns, and they were the number one rushing offense. So I think Stafford could still have a better year than Rodgers, and we have a top-year running game. You got to look at what Rodgers did last year. He had like 26 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Like an easy, 35 and 8 or 9 would be a better season with more yards.
I mean, listen, I'm not knocking what you're saying, but I'm just saying, think about it from this standpoint. If you're saying that Stafford is going to be better than Aaron Rodgers, we already seen that they have no problem riding Stafford until his horseshoes fall off. They don't care. They do not care one bit. So if you're telling me he's going to have a better statistical year than Aaron Rodgers, that means he's going to have to put the ball in the air, right? Because Aaron Rodgers right now, I promise you, they're going to make him throw the ball. They're not going to just be this run team. They're not going to do that. They're going to make Aaron Rodgers throw the ball. So if you're talking statistically, not record, not team, just statistics, you don't want Stafford to be a statistical killer and better than Aaron Rodgers. You don't. You want him to be able to turn around and have an average quarterback year, like 3,500 yards and like 40 touchdowns and 17 interceptions, something like that. You don't need him to do all these yards I want him throwing the ball as little as possible. I don't want him throwing this ball that much. I don't.
That's one of the keys to winning.
Well, listen, if that's the key to winning, we should have won a lot of championships.
You can still have a great year and run the ball. So I don't know where you got that from, but you can still have a great passing year and run the ball. We've seen it many times before.
But the question isn't can you have a great year and run the ball? The question is, will he have a better season than Aaron Rodgers? And I believe that both quarterbacks are going to throw the ball. So I took the stance of statistics. I don't want him to be statistically better than Aaron Rodgers. I want them to run the ball.
So y'all mentioned that you think
what you want. That's not what's actually going to happen, though.
Hold up, JMO. So you guys both have said this in multiple roundtables that you think the Buccaneers are going to win their division. Please tell me how the Buccaneers are going to win their division without Tom Brady throwing the ball nonstop. Because they're not going to run the ball all over. They're going to be a pass-happy offense, and that's what's going to lead them to wins.
You're wrong about that. They're not going to be a pass-heavy offense. They're not.
Here we go.
They're not.
Where's the cookie of the day, bro? Because this is the wildest shit you said.
Listen. Stay with me. If you just go back and you look at over Tom Brady's career, he's had like that 1 year when he went absolutely ham. I got to get back because I got a phone call for work. I got to come back. I'll be right back.
All right. Okay.
Oh, Luke saved by the bell.
That's mean, bro.
Right. Okay. So Luke is saying, he needs 3,500 yards and like 30 touchdowns. If you look at Brady's stats, the dude has thrown for over 4,000 yards every year since like 2009, and he's only had like 2 times where he dipped under 4,000. So even in those offenses where they run the ball, they utilize Michelle, they utilize James White, Deion Lewis, whoever it is, they still are throwing the ball, and you have to throw the ball to be successful.
I think you have to have both, and I think you have to have a balance, and I'm hoping we're more balanced than we are throwing on every down and not being able to run the ball. I think that hurts us, and I've said it over and over again. If the defense knows what you're going to be doing all the time, it's a little more difficult to do it.
No, 100%.
And it also opens up the play action a lot more too. So that helps us as well. All righty, let me get to the next question here. Robert Ayers. He broke his sign about why he left. Uh-oh.
Can y'all
Here we
hear me?
go. Yeah, go ahead, Luke.
Try not to.
Let me finish. Let me. That was a real slide one. Let me finish this thought, man.
You know I got.
Understand something. If you go through the 1 year where Tom Brady had success, it was when he had Randy Moss. He lit them on fire. They didn't run as much. You're right. But over his career, they have been a run dominant team. They've done a very good job of balancing it out between the run. And when you go through and you look at all the years, Tom Brady does not outrank a lot of the quarterback. He doesn't outrank people like Aaron Rodgers in those years. And he doesn't outrank Drew Brees statistically in those years. Where he outranks him is that he's more efficient. He's more proficient. He's like doing everything in a way that it makes sense. The Buccaneers are setting themselves up to do the exact same thing with Tom Brady. You think they finna get a now older Tom Brady who still can't run and tell him we just finna sling it? Bruce Arians don't do that. He didn't do that with his quarterbacks when he was in Arizona. So I just think that you might be overstating the fact that this is what they're going to do. I don't think that at all. They're going to run the ball for sure.
I mean, Luke, you missed it because, like JMO said, you got Saved by the Bell. But you're saying Stafford needs like 3,500 yards, be a game manager, stuff like that. But Brady has thrown over 4,000 yards. It's like 4,000 yards, 4,300 yards, 4,500 yards, 4,700 yards, 4,800 yards. He's still throwing the ball. And I get it. You have to run the ball to set up the pass. But if Stafford only throws the ball 3,500 yards, we better damn be the number one rush offense or we're not going to be successful. I mean, it just doesn't. And who's the running back on the Buccaneers that's going to set all this up? You're telling me Ronald Jones is going to do that?
Well, they drafted one too. So it's Ronald Jones, and they drafted a guy to be a little bit more of the in between the tackles. Ronald Jones is going to be the change of the pace. But again, I'm just saying, I hear what both of you are saying. I am not discrediting neither of you. But what I'm pointing out to you is Stafford does not need he just need to be he need to be to the Lions this year what Troy Aikman was to the Dallas Cowboys, a game manager. Just manage the game. Turn around, hand the ball off, play good defense, and manage the game. That's what should happen.
You're asking a lot from the Detroit Lions, man.
I'm
This is not one of those teams that, let the 49ers D-line just get a couple sacks and turn the ball over in a couple plays.
Andrew,
and run the ball.
The last thing I was going to say is, but it's a standard with Stafford. He's one of the best passing quarterbacks in NFL history. He's going to throw the football like Dan Marino is going to throw the football. Mahomes is going to throw the football. So it's a standard. So that 3,500 yards, I would be the season would not look that good because the offense wouldn't be that explosive if he's doing that. But it's not even like if he's doing that, we won't be good. It's normal Stafford is at least 4,000 yards at its base, regardless of what's going on with the running game or not. So when he had his best running game in 2013, he still threw over 4,000 yards and still had almost 30 touchdowns. So
I get it. I'm not killing y'all. I'm just giving you my different side of the story. It's another way to look at it.
I'll be back when Stafford has better stats than Aaron Rodgers.
But listen. If Stafford has better stats than Aaron Rodgers and we didn't win, does it matter?
We're not talking about that. We're talking about who's gonna have better stats. We ain't talking about whether it matters or not.
Let me just say this. Look. As a Lions fan, Luke, I just don't understand when you say I want Aaron Rodgers to have a better year than Stafford. Though
that's not what I said. That's not what I said.
You literally said that.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. What I said is I do not think that Stafford should, and I don't want Stafford. I don't want Stafford to do it. And I said, let's ask the question that Andrew asked. Are we basing it off of what? Statistics? Because if it's statistics, I statistically don't want him to be better because I want to run the ball.
Well, listen, I want to run the ball better than Green Bay. I want to pass more than Green Bay. I want to kick more than Green Bay. I want our kicker to be better than their kicker. I want our receivers to be better than theirs. I want all across the board to be better than them. So it doesn't matter to me if one is better. You think that it maybe brings on the rest. No, man, I want it to be better all around. I want our coaching to be better. I want our stadium to be better. I want our fans to be better. I want the smell of the field to be better than theirs. I want everything to be better.
So listen. I don't know if it was Will who said this to me or Andrew because I'm drawing a blank right now. But you asking way too much of the Lions, okay? like you asking way too much.
That might be true.
All right, go ahead, Jim.
We had a good debate on that question. I don't mind. Robert Ayers broke his silence about why he left. And he said he had a disagreement with Patricia. Now, he went on to say some nice things about Patricia, but he lasted a whole day. So are you concerned about this at all? And do you think there'll be more locker room problems this season? Also, maybe are we not getting free agents because of the same reason? What do you think, JMO?
Man, I didn't even know anybody cared about Robert Ayers. Like, hold up, man. Like I said, I didn't know anybody cared about no Robert Ayers. Like I didn't even remember that he was coming to the team until I saw this article. I'm like, oh yeah, that did happen for one day. Wow. Oh, I left because we had disagreements. All right, good riddance. We don't need you. Like, so I just, look, to me, it's not like I know players and people are saying things, and every time somebody wants to say something, there's always questions. Is this another thing against Matt Patricia? Sometimes things ain't that deep. Nobody cares what Robert Ayers is doing.
You think
exactly. Okay. Nobody cares what Robert Ayers is doing. I surely don't. But if he had disagreements and then y'all left, okay, y'all had a disagreement, so you went somewhere else. Why do you feel the need to talk about it? Because didn't nobody ask you? I'm pretty sure he just brought it up because I don't know. I don't know if they asked him these questions or not. But don't nobody care about no Robert Ayers and what he has to say. I don't care what he has to say about a team that he was on for 24 hours.
You think it's more of like a sum total, though? There's just this one and this one and this one and this one coming out. So it's like, okay.
I know. So 5 more trash players was like, oh, yeah. Like, it's just like it's a new trend. I was with the Lions, so let me go say something. Yeah, but I was there this. Like, no. Like, come on, man. Like, Robert Ayers, why is he even talking? Like, what? Who cares? Like, who cares?
So what do you think, Rio? Are we all going to think the same thing on this one, or we got somebody else that's
No, I mean, I don't think so. I think
I grossly disagree. I grossly disagree.
Yeah, I disagree. I'll let the others, say their piece, and then I'll say mine.
Yeah, let me just go real quick. So I think it does. Jim, I see what you're saying, though. It does fit within the evidence that we've seen so far and what everybody's been saying, because every single person that has come out and talked about Matt Patricia has said that in 2018 he was a douchebag. You know what I mean? So like this doesn't surprise me at all. Even Darius Slay himself, when he had his beef with Matt Patricia, he said after the 2018 season, in 2019 he was much better. The media has said he's much better in 2019. He's learned from at least some mistakes, like don't be a dick, right? And I think, listen, man, we all kind of know, they're in Boston. He was in Boston for years, man. Boston is the most racist, you know what I mean? Like they are the most. They use the most profanity, Bostonians. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows Boston as like
Philly.
Philly as well. But everybody knows Boston for being like, just very using profanity and being very in your face and whatever. Yeah. New Yorkers as well. And I think that he was engulfed in that culture for a long time, and he had Belichick there, and nobody really questioned it if Belichick was a dick because he was winning Super Bowls. So when he came here, he was just, he was being a douche, and it didn't work. And obviously he's improved and he's done better in 2019. Let's just hope that he does better in 2020. But this just fits in line with what we've been hearing. So I'm not going to say it's BS. I completely believe him.
Like he just said they had disagreements,
right? Like, but it fits an agreement.
Even one day, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but okay, he didn't say he's a douche. But okay, but Patricia saying to Darius Slay, "Oh, don't be on that guy's dick," or whatever he said to Slay. That's being a douche, and he was a douche to the media. He was a douche all around in 2018, is what I'm saying. So this just falls in line with that, even though he didn't specifically say that he was being a D-bag, but whatever. It just fits in line with what we've heard. So, yeah, I think that Patricia did have that problem in 2018, and hopefully he's rectified that in 2019 and going forward.
Yeah, so what do you think, Rachel? Is this a big deal, little deal, maybe no deal at all? What do you think?
I think it's no deal at all. His exact quote was, he's a tremendous coach, a brilliant mind. There's a lot of things that were great about the Detroit Lions organization, but it was just something that we didn't agree on. I read that and I'm like, okay, I don't care.
Yeah,
I just
makes
don't.
sense.
I just
Makes
don't. I
sense.
just don't think it's a deal at all. The only reason that I think it's a deal is because we just are on the tail end of this sleigh beef that was way more blown up, and we all had disagreements on whether or not that was blown out of proportion. But to me, I'm not going to group it in with that extra negativity, because I read that quote and I'm like, okay. That's
Okay.
just how I feel about it. I'm like,
Look at the queen of the thing and letting y'all know what it is.
Yep. The queen has spoken. I'm going to say my piece on this. I think there's a preponderance of evidence that some of these players just don't like Patricia's style or the way he goes about things. There's more people that are coming out. And as a Lions fan, can anyone remember another time when there was this many people that came out and said that, they just hated the coach or didn't like the coach or disagreed with the coach? Because there's people that have said all varying things about him. So that's my take on it. I do think there's something to it. I just think that we'll see how this season goes. I hope things are improving in that direction. But not real? I'm sorry, Andrew. I always confuse you guys. I don't know why. What do you?
First of all, Robert Ayers can go sit his ass on his couch because that's all he's going to be doing this season. All right. I am very concerned about this. I'm not concerned in the fact that, he left, and there was a disagreement or whatever happened. I'm more concerned in the fact that Detroit as a team, as a franchise, is just overpaying for players and having a hard time of bringing in the ones we want, because there's that stigma of, that's just Detroit. You go to Detroit to go get a paycheck. I want to be able to get anybody, and other teams, as long as they offer the contract, players come. Us, it's like you have 50% chance of making it just because, I don't like Patricia. Then the other 50% is like, it's Detroit. Do I really want to live in Detroit? Like, this crap sucks. Like, it absolutely sucks, because other teams are able to go get who they want, and we're left screwing ourselves in cap space and just having a hard time with it, And then you have the fact that you have players, talking about your team, talking about your coach, and then other players are saying the opposite. If you're not in the locker room and experiencing that, all you have to go off of is what people are saying. So if someone right now is like, man, Jim doesn't know a single thing about football. That guy is a fool, blah, blah, blah. And they have never actually, listened to your content. That's what they're going off of. So I don't like that all these players keep coming out and saying stuff about our team, because then the media is going to feed off it. It's literally going to be a piranha fest. And it sucks because we're not that franchise that people think. It's just the stigma has gone on for so long that that's what people think about Detroit. And it's not true. And it drives me nuts.
That's a good point.
Okay, Luke, what do you think about this?
Where there's smoke, there's fire. And anybody who wants to try to act like that's not the case is lying. I know J-Mo, I get what J-Mo is saying, like these has-beens, but Reggie Wayne said the same thing. And that wasn't even with no Matt Patricia. That was what he said. Hold on. Look, see that? Look, let me finish. Let me finish.
Nothing bad about what he said in that.
Listen, you ain't gonna Kanye West me today. You ain't gonna Kanye West me today. Talking about, hold on, let me finish with Beyonce had the greatest album of all time. We ain't doing that.
I just wanted to let you know she gave you a quote.
No, I'm just saying. At the end of the day, players are talking, and it's not just the has-beens. It's not, and I don't think it's a Patricia issue. It's a Lions issue. When you got a guy like Reggie Wayne who's coming off of a season as an injured player, talking about they want me to work out, you're the Lions. That's an organizational thing. When you got people like Richard Sherman, who we didn't, he's not a Lion, he's talking. That's something different. And then to think that they wanted him, even though they know that he's not a man coverage guy, but okay, the thing that they wanted him, and these people are all saying no, the evidence, you got to at least respect the evidence that, look, people for some reason have a certain view of the Lions. And that's why, to me, when I hear all these different talks that the head coach is changing the culture, To me, the culture has not changed if the view of the Lions has not changed. These players have a certain view. Like, you go to New England and win the Super Bowl, you come to Detroit to get paid. That can't be. We got to change that view, and it needs to start this season.
Yeah, it does. It needs to start this season or he's gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Bravo was saying that Tracy Walker's having a baby, so he's going to be a father here pretty soon.
Yep. I saw he went live about it.
Oh, it's very cool. Very cool. All right, guys, let's go on and get to the next question. I'm going to put it up on the thing so everybody can see it. Side Lion put out its top 5 draft regrets, and I know we have a lot of them. What are your draft regrets? Either player taken or not taken, or who we could have got instead of who we did get. All right, I'm going to start out with you, J-Mo. What do you think?
You might can we go in reverse on this one? I got it. If I don't get this, I'm
this one? All right,
this one, man. This one.
5 minutes. He need 5 more, man.
Bro, listen, bro. You listen. I got 20. Let's go back. I ain't even gonna give you the whole 20. I'm just gonna give it to you. Like, you took Eric Ebron over Aaron Donald.
Yes.
Oh, this is every year, not just this year.
Any year.
Oh, we're gonna be here all night. All right.
I'm telling you, see my point? You see my point? Do you see my point?
I'm saying your best. I mean, I'm
you took
your best.
You took the best one.
Yeah, the one. You
okay, hold on.
Most.
Hold on. Not firing Matt Miller. I mean, where can we start? This thing like you need.
That's not a draft regret, man. We're talking about draft.
Listen. Can we just narrow it down to my regrets? I mean, God, it's so many.
Jesus Christ, Luke.
We're gonna need counseling here soon, man.
Luke, go take a walk, bro.
I'm taking a walk, man. Go back to J-Mo. J-Mo, you got this. I can't take it.
Luke is like having PTSD. He's like,
oh my God.
There's
why are you doing this to me? Why, like we took Lakeland Tomlinson. Like, let's stay with you for.
And then he's on a Super Bowl team with the 49ers. So was it a bad pick or what?
Man,
no, J-Mo, you got this one. I'm sorry, J-Mo, you got this. I can't.
Oh my God,
I can't. It's too many for me.
My favorite of all, for me anyway, the Aaron Donald one's big, but take it Terry Fair over Randy Moss.
You know what? See, this is what I'm talking about. Y'all gonna have me hang up. Don't do this to me. I was having a good day. Jesus, I was going to say that exact one, but it's too many. I'm sorry. I'm back. All
right, we're going to J-Mo. J-Mo, you haven't been able to talk. Go ahead, brother. Talk.
Rich Law said drafting wide receivers in the first round 4 years in a row. Yeah.
What the hell was that? What was that? What were they trying to do? Like, are you going to put all 4 receivers on the freaking field at the same time? What's the plan? Okay, I'm sorry.
They were done. They were still drafting Chris Durham in the second round, I think it was.
Yes.
Like, oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
Like, Chris Durham in the second round. I will never leave Bob Quinn alone. You drafted a long snapper, you idiot.
Jimmy Landis.
Yes, I'll never forgive him for that. And then
don't take everybody's. Don't take everybody. Just one favorite one, guys.
Jim, you got to understand what you did here, okay?
You didn't say one favorite. They had 5.
I know. I got to put a counselor in the chat.
Jim, I went to the loan chair, Jim. Okay, you hear me? I went to the loan chair because what you did was forget Pandora's box. You opened up Pandora's closet. Why would you do this, Jim?
It was fun, man. It's a good question.
I'm good, Jim. Go ahead. Go to the next person. I'm not. No more outbursts. I'm good. This is
all right. J-Mo, were you finished, or do you have 30 more?
Of course I'm not. I wasn't finished, man. I was not finished.
It's so freaking cool.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this just for my Lions fans. Y'all know I love y'all, but I remember when we had the 3rd overall pick and we didn't take Isaiah Simmons.
So, I remember that. It was burned into my memory.
What do you mean? You mean to tell me that that the cornerbacks don't come in and change the franchise? That's not a thing. You got me.
I mean,
I'm good. I'm good.
Take a walk.
Oh man.
Okuda being a beast don't make him Isaiah Simmons. That's all I'm saying.
All right, so let's go to Real. He's been very quiet.
Well, yeah, I mean they've said most of them for sure, but yeah, I mean like drafting wide receivers in the first round, like JMO said, like 4 times. Oh my god. Drafting tight ends in the top 10. What the hell are you thinking? You know what I mean? But I'm gonna pick one from this year.
He had to get that in there. I knew he was gonna do it.
But listen, I'm gonna pick one from this year, man. Picking after you already got a running back, taking a New Mexico State running back over Bradley Anae. Oh my God! I will
hold on, real. I'll take your taking a running back over Bradley Anae and raise you one. We took a goddamn long snapper with good talents on the board. Just put everybody past long snapper. Who does this stuff? Why? Who does this?
Rich Law says, "Damn it, J-Mo, I was just healing over that."
I was trying to.
Oh no,
I was trying to. I know. I was trying to.
I ain't forgot what you mean.
Man, this is unbelievable. I'm good. I'm good.
I'm gonna go to Rachel. What do you think, Rachel?
Gosh.
Show us your pain.
I mean, Luke's right. There are a lot, but how about a throwback? How about Joey Harrington, who produced more career interceptions than touchdowns when Dwight Freeney, Ed Reed, Jeremy Shockey, players like that were on the board.
You know what?
Joey,
you know what? You know, I'm going on mute. I can't take this. I can't take it no more. I can't. I'm going on this.
In the chat, do we have any licensed psychologists? Because
wait a minute. Hold on. Let me get this straight. Hold on. First of all, I didn't have a problem with the Joey Harrington pick, to be honest with you. I thought he got a crap end of the deal. But I did forget that in that draft, that those people were in that draft. And when you think about it,
ouch.
I don't even. Hindsight is 20/20, people. Don't get me wrong. But the reason that it's not as much 20/20 because I literally wanted the safety. Y'all don't understand what a legitimate safety does to a team. Go and look at the Ravens and what Earl Thomas did for their defense. Just the safety.
Vash says, "You're hurting me."
Jesus.
Okay, Andrew, you didn't get to go. Go ahead and hurt us. I mean,
I think it would be easier to list the things they did right than to list all the things they did wrong.
Right?
That's
dude,
that's for sure.
It's so bad. And honestly, because I am still salty and will never get over it, that 2014 draft, my God, if you look at every single player taken after Eric Ebron, Taylor Lewan, Odell Beckham, Aaron Donald, Kyle Fuller, Ryan Shazier. I mean, still prayers up to Ryan Shazier and a quick recovery. Zach Martin, CJ Mosley, Brandon Cooks, HaHa Klinditz, D Ford. What the hell? You took freaking Eric Ebron, bro. Every single pick, literally the next like 10 picks after Eric Ebron are all Pro Bowler type players. And even like the next 20 picks after that, like we could have had DeMarcus Lawrence in that draft.
Will you stop it? Will you just stop it?
Ability to find the crap in the bunch of diamonds that there are. We'll find the one player that sucks.
Yeah, man, I cannot.
Lincoln Tomlinson.
Hold on, listen, people. Hold on. What is this? What are we doing? What is this? Penance? What are we doing? What are we?
Get it all out. Have a new season. We're getting it all out, man.
What are you trying to put me in purgatory? What did I do to deserve this?
Purgatory.
What did I do?
This is another thing. Devin99 says, "Sad that you could do this for the Lions and the Pistons," and I so agree with this.
Now you want to bring the Pistons to this? See, you just gonna add some more heat to the fire, Lord Jesus.
My goodness. Okay, guys, are we done with this one? Everybody,
yeah. Get away from get my blood pressure up.
If you don't change the question, we could talk about this until the season starts. All right.
All right.
Oh my God, where we went wrong at? Signing Scott Mitchell.
Will Amani Oruwariye ever get a chance to be a starter in Detroit? What do you think his future will be as a Lion? I'll start with you, Luke.
I think he will. I honestly think he will. I think he will get a chance to be a starter in Detroit because I think somebody's going to get hurt, and I just think that he'll get that chance to get it. The question should be more like, is he going to be able to keep it? Because if they don't give him a chance to be a starter in Detroit, he can go somewhere else, like Kyle Van Noy, like Lakeland Thomas. His name don't even sound tough. Lakeland.
Lake.
What kind of name is that?
What?
Lincoln.
There's
I
one
mean,
L,
Lincoln
bro.
ain't no
There's
better
one
than
L.
Lincoln.
Whatever his name is, I just can't. Whatever his name is, I just don't like it. I just don't get me. Listen, anyway, I think Amani, to me, in the few games that he played last year, I think he showed a lot. I thought he showed a lot of growth in production. His ability to never be lost with the receivers. You know, you look at the earlier parts when he was getting the games, he gave up a few touchdowns and a few plays, and you like, man, But as the season went on, he got stronger, and I was enjoying every bit of watching it. So to me, I think he definitely gets his time to shine because somebody ain't gonna make it. Somebody gonna pull a hamstring or an Achilles or something. It's bound to happen. The Eagles have just lost one of their linemen probably for the season with that torn Achilles. So yeah, I think he definitely get a chance to start in Detroit.
Okay. All right. I do too. And my reasoning is a little different. I think we have Trufant for 2 years. I think he's the heir apparent, and then we have Okudah and him for years to come. That's the way I see it. I think he's a very good player. I think he is starting caliber. And if it wasn't for us going and getting Trufant, I think he would have started this year. So right now he's a backup. And like you said, he's one injury away, and I think he will start for the Lions. So what do you say? What do you say, Andrew?
Yeah, I don't see Oruwariye getting a chance to be a starter for like another 2-3 years. And like you said, Jim, it's because we signed Desmond Trufant. If we didn't draft Okudah or sign Trufant, he would definitely get a chance to be a starter this year, and he would be our number 1 or 2. But I see them just grooming him, letting him sit behind Trufant, learn a couple things, and kind of fine-tune his skill. And then also it's a pass-happy league. I mean, most likely he'll be on the field regardless, but probably at like 50%, So, I mean, I'm happy with it. We just redid our whole secondary, and we have a super young secondary. So we'll have them for years to come as long as they don't leave.
Yeah, that's true too. As long as we still pay them, they'll be here. Okay, so let's go to Rachel. Rachel, what do you think about this?
Yeah, I'm somewhere in between these first two answers. I don't see him being a starter this year, but like you guys said, I mean, he's one injury away from getting to step out there. But I do hope to keep him around. That is a developmental position, and I thought he was already starting to show some progress last season. It would be really great to actually get to groom him and then keep him, because that's what I'm afraid of too. Exactly what Luke said. I'm like, yeah, this is one of those guys I could see heading out of here and then balling out for another team. And we're like, why couldn't it be us? Why couldn't it be us? So I can't speak to whether or not he'll get the chance, barring an injury setback or anything, but I hope that we keep him here, and I hope that we do groom him and we do get to hold on to him so that we can see what he looks like as a starting corner after he learns a little bit more, and especially under Trufant.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think about Amani Oruwariye?
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to get a chance to be a starter in Detroit. So the answer is yes, for sure. Because he's the next man up. He's on deck right after our two outside starters, which is obviously Okudah and Trufant. And I believe I'm correct, but didn't Trufant, I think it's a 2-year deal. So even if he plays out, if we don't extend Trufant, after his 2-year deal is up, Amani will be on his last year of his rookie contract. So, I mean, it's just the natural progression. It takes a couple of years for cornerbacks to get acclimated to the league. So, you'd think that in his, last year of his rookie contract, he'll play it out, and then we'll probably re-sign him or something like that. But for sure, I think after we've seen the snaps that he did play last year, I would be surprised if he never got a chance to be a starter on the outside.
Okay. And do you think, JMO, that Amani Oruwariye will get a shot to be a starter in Detroit? What do you think his future is going to be?
I think Amani Oruwariye will be. He definitely will be a starter in Detroit. I think we drafted him in the later rounds when we found a gem, and he'll continue to produce. And it's just weird things about Amani Oruwariye. I watched him play in college. He was good in college, and he struggled early on, but he got better throughout the season. And we know how good of a cornerback Darius Slay is, but Darius Slay was here since 2013, I think. So like 5 years. He never got an interception off Aaron Rodgers. Amani Oruwariye somehow got an interception on Aaron Rodgers as a rookie. So
That's really
I
good.
can't remember the last time any rookie cornerback we had 2 interceptions. It's been a long time in their rookie season. So, and that's just turning the football over, and we saw his progression. I think he's too good of a football player on our team to not eventually force him way into the starting lineup and see the field. And either any of our cornerbacks can get hurt, whether if it's Trufant or Kuda or even Justin Coleman. Amani Oruwariye can play any one of those spots. Now, obviously, we want our players healthy, so we don't really know who's going to get hurt. They probably all be healthy, but I'm just thinking about it like that. And Trufant contract it's not a long-term deal. If we sign Trufant to maybe an extra year, I would think that, but I'm not convinced that we even keep Trufant after this season, even if he plays well. Depending, we might just be like, well, we got Trufant on another year, and he did play extremely good for us, but how about we just not pay him and then just play Amani Oruwariye? Teams have done that plenty of times because Amani could be that good. But I think he's shown he looks like one of the best cornerback prospects we've gotten in a long time. So I'm hoping Okudah looks much better than him because he's supposed to be 3rd overall. So if we going by that and I'm going by what I saw from him, like his growth, like he literally looked good and he was playing. He was a fish out of water. He was thrown into the fire and he actually produced. I think he's in the Lions' future plans for sure.
I agree with that. All right, let's go to the next one. And this is kind of an interesting one. It's kind of fun. Who do you think wins the right guard battle? Who's going to be the primary backup? So we have some contenders here, first of all. And let me see. So I have them written down, but it was too much to be in the chat. So Kenny Wiggins, I said sad but true. Ode Abushi, Jonah Jackson, who we just drafted, Bo Benchwall, and don't forget about the 28th overall pick in the 2016 draft, Joshua Garnett, who comes from the 49ers. All right. So, guys, let's start with you, Luke. What do you think?
Okay. It's harder than I thought it was going to be, honestly. But I think they're going to put that right guard. I think it's going to be our draft pick. I think it's going to be Jonah Jackson. I really believe that they're going to start the rookie, put him next to the vet and Big V and Frank Radnow, and I think they're going to start Joe Dow over there with Taylor Decker. So I'm gonna go with Josh Jackson. Or not Josh Jackson, Jonah Jackson, Jonah Jackson. And if for some reason he don't get it, if he don't get it, then I'm really starting to wonder why we took a guard that we're not gonna play and put on the field.
It makes sense. That makes absolute sense to me. And who do you think the primary backup will be?
Honestly, I think they feel like they can cut Obushi and he's never gonna get signed by nobody else. So it's almost like having a player that you don't got to use no money for. So I think he's out the door. Josh, I think he's a camp body. I think he'll probably be out the door as well. Let me see. We getting down to the wire. Let me see. You know what? Honestly, I can see them honestly just basically saying that keep it 2 rookies. Because Joe Dow can go back and forth, and they love this thing called versatility until it was the 3rd overall pick. till we got there. But I can see that being the case where you got 2 rookies being the right guard. The starter being Jonah Jackson, and then the backup being I don't like saying because it sounds so weird, but Big Nasty. That just sounds so strange. Like
I'm gonna call him that forever, man. I'm gonna call him.
I just don't feel like I should be calling no grown man Big Nasty. Like, what do you mean?
I feel the same way.
But see, that's how uncomfortable. That's how uncomfortable you gotta be. Like he gotta be so nasty that you don't want to say his name and you vow to never say his name.
I mean, but just think about it though. Like, could you imagine the like in-game broadcast? Look at that run to the right as he ran behind Big Nasty. Like, what the?
It's not gonna sound like that. That's not a baseball game.
I feel like he gonna have to put fun the Big Nasty thing, and I just he gotta come up with another name like Logan something or the Wolverine or something. They gotta come up with something.
Hey, we can call him Wolverine. I like that.
It can be
He gotta
anything
earn
but
that
Big
name.
Nasty.
He gotta earn that name.
Yeah, anything but Big Nasty. Lord, gee, I just don't. As just a grown man, you Big Nasty. So we got Big Nasty, and that's the Big V. That sounds like a venereal disease or something. It just
I
don't
got a lot
sound
of
right.
big people up there.
Yeah, I just putting it out there, though, people. I'm sorry. I'm done.
Okay. We'll go to you, Andrew. Can you save the show for us? No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, Luke. I mean, Luke is just on some wild stuff. So as far as the right guard goes, Jonah Jackson's definitely going to take it over. They're going to throw him in, make him be our day one starter. And the backup position, see, this is very, very interesting to me because I don't think people realize our guard group, I feel like it's kind of deep to the point where it's like, well, where do you really draw the line and who's the third, who's the fourth, whatever. I think Joe Dahl is going to be that left guard until they can mold Stenberg into it, just because he's from a smaller school. We drafted him later. And then as far as the backup, they just paid Wiggins. I think they're just going to give it to Wiggins and all those extra guys that I know it's bad. It's bad. Like, go ahead, Jim.
You do know we're talking about the right guard, right?
Oh yeah, I'm saying the right guard now. Like Jonah Jackson will be the starter, but then they'll have Wiggins behind him. Dude, it just
You do know we're talking about the right guard, right? Like,
wait. When he said Joe Dahl, I stopped for a minute. Like, wait, what the hell? I just missed. What happened? What?
I missed
Right.
I'm with you though.
It's a very confusing situation because we just drafted 2 guards. We just signed like 3 guards, and then we already had multiple guards on the friggin' team that have started. So it's like, I feel like they're going to be bouncing people around like crazy. All the training camp stuff, all of that before the season, I guarantee you're going to hear that every single one of our guards played like every friggin' position on the line. So it's really, it's really hard to really give a solid like, well, Jackson's going to be that right guard and Wiggins will be behind him. Because I wouldn't be surprised if they moved Jonah to the left guard and had freaking Dahl on the right guard. Like, they do some wild stuff when it comes to our linemen. So it's just
yeah, that makes sense.
Plus, Bo's gonna get saved by virtue of being the backup center.
I agree with that. Yeah, he's going to move the center. Yeah, I think that too. All right, Rachel, what do you think about this? What do you think about the right guard position?
Yeah, I'm with. Wait, who answered last? I don't know if it was Andrew or Real. Like,
man,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
about to just start showing my face so y'all just know it's the guy that's
It's like y'all's voices are kind of similar too. So if I'm not looking at the screen, like where it's lighting up, I lose track. I'm sorry, that was my bad. I definitely agree with you though, Andrew. I think with Glasgow gone and Joe Dahl I think he'll be manning the other guard spot. Technically, Big V could slide inside, but everything says he was better suited on the outside. So I think Jonah Jackson's going to get the start. And I know JMO hates this, but I do think they will probably use Kenny Wiggins as his backup. But this kind of allows Vaitai to stay where he's most valuable to us, I think, setting it up like that. So,
okay, that's fair. What do you think? What do you think, Andrew or Real, whichever one you are? Just kidding.
We are one person.
They throw their voice, everybody.
Yeah. First
Real.
things first.
Go ahead.
This is Real. Okay. So, yeah. Listen, I'm going to disappoint you guys, man.
Good.
I'll bet you guys anything it's going to be Kenny Wiggins.
No, don't do
Man,
that.
all right,
Don't do
bro.
that, Andrew.
$3,000.
No, you know what? Listen, I'm not betting against Andrew no more. I'm not betting against him. I'm not betting against Real no more because last time I betted against him, he was right. He was like he openly said that we definitely should take Simmons or a D tackle or offensive lineman, but we're going to end up taking Okuda. And I was like, no way. And if he would have batted me, I'd have been broke. So if he's telling me it's going to be Kenny Wiggins, I'm nervous. I'm really nervous.
You guys, it's going to be Kenny Wiggins because they're going to use this like no off season, no rookie mini camp. There's no rookie mini camp. We're not going to start our rookies. Listen, it's going to be Kenny Wiggins starting, and we're all going to be like, why? Why is this happening? And then finally, Big Nasty or Logan is going to, kill him, and we're going to move on, and it'll be one of them moving forward. But we're going to start the season with Kenny Wiggins as starting right guard.
So I've got to do this. J-Mo, we have mentioned the unmentionable Kenny Wiggins.
Wah, wah, wah.
So, who do you think is going to be the starting right guard and the primary backup?
Okay, I got two. You heard it here first. Kenny Wiggins, the starting right guard. We going 5-11. Also, you heard it here first. Kenny Wiggins is not making the team. Stop it, y'all. I know you guys have faith in this bum, but he couldn't even be the starter when we had Ibushi and Joe Dahl. What makes you think he's gonna be the starter?
The problem is we still have Ibushi and Joe Dahl.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Right. So that means he's
And
not gonna be the
Garnett
starter.
and both.
But I do want to say I think I don't know if Crosby is exclusively a tackle, but I thought Crosby could play guard as well. And I think he's still maybe in the mix too. Like we literally we be joking about the Bears got 10 tight ends. Well, we got 15 O-line. Like we really do. We literally have like
that's a good thing though. That's a good thing though.
It is. But I think the starter is going to be Jonah Jackson. I think the backup is actually going to be Bo Benshaw. I know we are saving him to play center, but I think if he I just believe in his potential and getting better. And I think if he turns out to be one of the best O-linemen, they're going to give him that responsibility. I think he definitely could be the backup, along with I guess the third guy in this rotation of guys. Then I would say guys like maybe O'Day, Ibushi, or Tyrell Crosby, and then Big Nasty Stenberg. But let me tell you this: Kenny Wiggins ain't making the team. And if Kenny Wiggins is the right guard, we done. I'm not gonna have no hope for the season. Right? I'm done, bro. Like done, bro. We got the Bears week 1. Like we done.
You know what's funny though? It's funny because like J-Mo's trigger is Kenny Wiggins and Chris Lacey, and my trigger is Tavon Wilson.
Yes, it is. Tavon Wilson.
Man, the only reason he my trigger because it's like, bruh. Like you just like seriously, like if you couldn't be a starter here, where? like they drafted a safety on you, like a few of them. And it's just like, man, and I remember watching the games this past season where I just felt like he just whiffed on some tackles, and I was like, I don't know if he was slow. He just didn't want no. I feel like he didn't want that. He didn't want that. He didn't want none parts of that. But you say Kenny Wiggins or Lacey or Jones to J-Mo, and J-Mo's over there like foaming at the mouth like, can y'all stop with this?
And carry on.
Exactly.
Hey, anything against carry on.
like, oh yeah, carry on. Man, no, see, I could see somebody saying he's gonna be a backup, but real, like, you totally disrespected the Lions franchise and Stafford by saying he's gonna be the starter. The starter? No. You trying to have us go 5-11 for real? You want Trevor Lawrence? Like you gonna get it with him at the man.
We'll see, man.
Would you be that surprised though, J-Mo? Like how many times has this team hurt your heart?
See, they care about Stafford. I don't think that Bob Quinn is gonna do that. Bob Quinn will throw the rookie out there before he throws Kenny Wiggins out there.
J-Mo, how long have you been saying this about Christian Jones? He started all season. Listen.
I mean, he's garbage, dog. But
but it doesn't matter.
Jones didn't have a linebacker drafted in the 3rd round named Jonah Jackson. That's actually pretty good. So it's a little bit different. I mean, no, he's not gonna be the starter. He might make the team, but he ain't gonna be the starter. But he ain't making the team either. Whatever.
You know what, J-Mo, though? There was somebody that you named out of the 15 O-linemen that you named. I completely forgot that we still had Tyrell Crosby. Or
Me
Tyrell
too.
Crosby.
I know y'all did.
What?
I did.
What happened to that guy? Wasn't he a 3rd round pick?
He was a
5th round.
Fifth.
Okay, 5th.
He got his opportunities. I don't think he took advantage of it. Now listen, we got all these people in this chat. Let's get those likes up. If you have not liked, if you have not subscribed, please subscribe because I promise you're gonna miss out if you don't. Also, If you have not hit that notification bell and you want to make sure that you know for a fact, without a doubt, when these shows is going down, you want to hit that bell, please do so. We do this every Tuesday and Thursday, and it does rotate from channel to channel because it's a lot to host. So show us some love and some support by hitting that like button. And if you have already hit that like button, it's that time. Like the chat up. I want to see the most outrageous, most unnatural, dysfunctional, possible emojis I can see. So like the chat up, people, and get it going. Let's go. You got it back, Jim.
Yeah, let's do it, man. Let's get the crazy emojis out. We're having a good time, a good time talking Lions football and getting a little crazy. It's been a lot of fun. Okay, we're going to the next question, guys. What position group do you think is the most complete and also has the most depth? And since I love J-Mo so much, I'm going to go to him first.
Thank you very much. Anyway, I would say it's obviously, we all know it's between two position groups, but I don't know if I'm gonna go with the receivers or the safeties. It's pretty tough, but I think I'm gonna go with the safeties, even though I think we're deep at receiver. But I'm gonna go with the safeties because look, I mean, we talking about depth. Well, if Okudah, Coleman, or Trufant, if anything happens with them, we got Amani Oruwariye and Mike Ford, who I think is very good. I was thinking
about Mike Ford too.
Yeah, I think Mike Ford has been good ever since we put him on the field. In his little time, he's always been solid. Like, every time I expect him to get cooked, he out there actually playing defense. So if we got Mike Ford and Amani Oruwariye for that, and guys like Michael Jackson, if he makes the team, and then with the safeties, we got guys like I think, isn't J. Ron Curse a safety?
Yes.
Even though he plays with
he's like a 6'4" safety.
Yeah, so we got J. Ron Curse. I'm not that high on Will Harris, but we still have Will Harris behind Deron Harmon. So I think we do have some depth along with the safety room and the cornerback room if somebody was to go now. Because last year, you lose Slay, we would throw Mike Ford out there, and that was about it. Because Mike Ford played in that Chiefs game, he was really good. But I think that's the best position group, and it has the most depth.
What happened?
What?
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. J-Mo is done.
Right? I thought I had another 15 minutes. I was like, I'm ready for this one. Grab me a Snickers. Okay.
So, you're not you.
J-Mo,
you're angry.
No, I'm done.
Okay. All right. So, Real, what do you think? What position group do you think is the most complete and has the most depth?
Yeah, I would definitely agree with J-Mo. It's the secondaries / the cornerbacks. I mean, we invested so much capital into that group that has to be the most complete unit, and it is on paper. So we'll see how that plays out. Obviously, we don't know how people are going to turn out. We don't know how Trufant's going to be in Honolulu Blue. We don't know how Okudah's going to be. So, hopefully on paper it looks great. So that's definitely the most complete unit. But if I have to pick something else, I'm going to pick the running backs, which is weird to say as a Lions fan for sure. But like, it's definitely on paper, we've invested a lot of stuff into there, especially with the DeAndre Swift pick. But I mean, we had a guy that we believed could be the number one guy in carry-on, and he's coming back from injury. So hopefully he's in tip-top shape. And then we got Swift on top of that. Bo Scarborough busted onto the scene. He could obviously hit the middle, run north and south, and I like that. And then, if we do keep Ty or if we use Huntley, we got that change of pace guy, that speed guy, home run hitting, whatever you want to call him. So, I mean, I think that you can't ask for anything else out of a running back group. So I'm going to pick that.
Okay. J-Mo, you got a new fan? J-Mo's hilarious. I just love it. That's funny. What's up, PD? Okay, so that was a good answer. Very good answer. Rachel, what do you think? What is our most complete position group? And what is the most, and one has the most depth? At the same time, same thing.
Well, I mean, luckily, and I feel like this is one of the first times I'm getting to say this in a hot minute, we do have quite a bit of depth on our roster right now in different position groups, but I was going to go with running back as well, which is even crazier for me to say, I think. So, but yeah, just the fact that you obviously have what we assume is going to be the number one in DeAndre Swift and carry on. I mean, the fact that we can actually have hopefully a legit running back by committee, and we've got some people with all different run styles. There's quite a bit of depth there, and we know that running backs get injured very frequently, so I think that'll be very helpful. But I mean, we just talked about the O-line. You know, we have so many O-linemen on the roster. We have plenty of secondary players, safeties, corners. The only group that I feel like I'm concerned about there not being depth behind is the defensive line. The tackles, yeah.
Totally agree with that.
And the linebackers. I realistically, offensively, and in our secondary, I think we're good depth wise. It's the linebackers and the defensive line that I'm like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, no doubt. Okay. We're gonna go to Andrew. Andrew, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I love you guys' picks. I'm gonna throw a little curveball at y'all, and I'm gonna have to go with that wide receiver group. You know, we got Kenny Galladay, who obviously is a top 10 wide receiver in the league, and we have arguably the best number 2 wide receiver in Marvin Jones. And then I know we didn't want to pay Danny Amendola $6 million. There's 6 million reasons why we shouldn't have, but as far as the slot wide receiver goes, he has been a very, very productive slot receiver in the past couple of years. And it's literally like they have it ranked, and he was a top 10 slot receiver the last couple of years. And then you go and get people like Cephas. You have a deep threat like Marvin Hall. We have a lot of depth to the point where it's hard to really see, you know, who they're going to keep, because they also are transitioning Agnew, who, if he gets the ball in his hands in open space on offense, downfield, I mean, that's scary. Brett Hundley's going to be in the passing game, and they could easily put him in like a slot receiver type role a little bit. So I think we have a lot of talent at that wide receiver spot.
That sounds good. You know what? These are all good answers. You guys all know your stuff, man. That's what I got to say. I love talking Lions with all y'all because you know what you're talking about. We're going to go to Luke on this last, but not least thing here.
Hey, listen. First of all, let's shout out D Hype, who says we got him 100% on his college essay writing about the DSA. We appreciate you. He said, thank you guys for entertainment and grade. Hey, we happy we can help out, man. Just having a little bit of fun and making sure that we can make it entertaining for you.
Wrote, man. You need to send that to us.
Yeah, I want to
Hey, word. Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
You might be able to put that on the website if you have.
I was just gonna say that, like, Jim, can we put that on the website?
We sure could. We sure could.
Hit us up on Twitter, or you, Jim, give the email so he can hit you up on email if you need to.
My email is. I just put it in the chat so that he can get it.
Okay, cool. Now, to answer this question, people, y'all all wrong about what is the most complete and deepest position group that we get. Okay, wrong as usual. Okay. The deepest positional group is the tight end group. Let me just give y'all a quick synopsis. I know we don't utilize them as much, but they added to an already stellar tight end room. They added an undrafted free agent with the name Huntley. Now, I don't know if he's going to make the team or not, but if he do, he is certainly a wide receiver threat who can catch the ball. You already have that damn good pick you took in the top 10 at tight end, TJ Hockenson. Yes, that was a shot at my favorite person, real. and you got Jesse James. So here's what you have. You have Jesse James, TJ Hockenson, Isaac Nada, and Huntley. You literally have Hunter Bryant. You literally have a room that is so loaded, that is so in tune right now that if you just use them, there's nobody can stop them. And they all come with height, minus Hunter Bryant. Hunter Bryant's the only one that don't come with no height. I think he like 6'2". At least that's what his papers say. But I think he might be closer to 6 feet. That's just me. But that is the strongest complete group we got, because that's the group that we don't got to worry about for at least the next 2 or 3 years.
That's true.
Just saying. You know what?
That's mine. And that's why I was like, oh, man.
I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there.
Oh, Luke stole my answer, dude. So you know what? I agree with Luke on that one, actually, because our tight end group, you look at every other position and say, well, we could probably add somebody here. We might need somebody there. That cornerback group is pretty good. You know, but we're all on every other group. We could probably ask somebody, but that tight end group's pretty good. Both blocking and
I call it like the what they call those, the chess mix. You know how it's like a little bit of M&Ms in there, some
Right,
fake
a little
cereal
bit
that you
of
don't want.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got that in their tight end room, and it's not a short term thing. Like they all are under contract for a nice little length of time. Unlike our cornerbacks, 1 year deal, 2 year deal, 1 year deal. I think he got 3 years or 4 years left on his deal. Then you got the rookie. So it's like it's not the same. That tight end room is lit.
Yeah, I want to throw that out there too because I thought this as well. I also said special teams is one of the deepest groups too, except we don't have a punter. But I'm talking about coverage and all that other stuff. We got some aces in there that we picked up over the last season.
Yeah. Shout out Detroit's on Big Will, man.
Yeah,
he always rocking with us, man. Shout him out. And he was the first person to convince me that Rashawn, the cornerback was going to be the starter. I was like, what? He's like, he played man. I said, he ain't played no man on the Colts. He said, the Raiders he did. And I was like, oh, he went back for real. Okay. And so shout out to him, man. He always send me little tidbits and keep me up on my game. Appreciate it.
That's awesome. Yeah, we got some really good people in the chat. Devin99, Harry Zanders, all of our peeps that rock with us, Vash, all these people. We really appreciate you. Just want to say it even during the show because we usually say it at the end, but I wanted to say it now.
Absolutely.
All right, next question coming up at Luke G. Do you believe the Lions will have a running game this year? Finally.
Listen, y'all, hold on. Let me get my napkin together because I don't been through so much today. Oh God! First, they tried to put me through this goddamn thing called hell, talking about these regrets of draft picks, and now we get to a moment where we got to tell the truth. Oh yes, we're gonna have a run game. It is gonna come 7 ways, sideways. It's gonna be beautiful. They're gonna switch it in and out. They're going to make sure that every step of the way we are able to just do the same thing we always did. We're going to ride our running back committee all the way to a beautiful season. But if we don't get a run game, then I want everything set on fire, burn it all down, torch it, give it no love, set it on fire. But I'm telling you, this is the year, people. We are running the ball. Look at the running back core. Carry-on finna give you problems. And then when you get tired of hitting Carry-on, we give you a little Swift. Once Swift get tired of being Swifty, we'll hit the guy out the backfield in Huntley. Once you tired of Huntley, we're going to give you some more of that hard helmet and put some bow on the field. We are going to literally impose our will with the run this year. And I'm almost guaranteed if nothing else work out this year, that run game gonna work out this year. And if it don't,
be there. All right.
If it don't, toss them into the sun. Just toss them into the sun.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out who can follow that. I'm gonna go with JMO.
Man, okay. See, so I would say that we will have a running game because I predicted the Lions to win the division. And the main reason why I say we can win the division is because of health and the running game. You're not going to get me to believe that you're going to have Kerryon Johnson and then you get a running back just as good as him and Swift, and we're not going to have a running game. I want to remind everyone, when that terrible coordinator was here, the only good thing he did was use Kerryon, and he used them greatly, and we had a running game with Kerryon by himself. This next season, he faced the most 8-man boxes before he got injured than any other running back in the league. And when he didn't, he ran for over 100 yards on the Chiefs. So we see what he can do. Now you got this guy, and you're going to add DeAndre Swift, who I have been watching at Georgia since he's been at Georgia. So I know how good of a football player he is. And then you add in Jason Huntley and Bo Scarborough, and then, then you're going to have some gadget plays. But the thing with the Lions to me is that I'll give them credit for, even though I didn't like the draft pick at first or even the Huntley pick, I had my own feelings about it. They are invested in building this offensive line and this running game. They went out like, yeah, we're going to pay Big B, even if he unknown, hope it work out. And then we're going to draft Big Nasty and Jonah. And then we're going to get 2 running backs just to let y'all know. And then if I feel like it, I might add some more running backs just to let y'all know. And I just feel like they are committed to running the football. Second year of Darrell Bevel's offense has always been his best rushing offense. I'm so confident that we're gonna have a running game. This is why I'm confident about the season, because when Matthew Stafford has a running game, he literally has only lost twice in his career. So it is what it is, man. We definitely gonna have a running game, man. I'm telling you, Kerryon and Swift are gonna be a nightmare for the league. We're gonna be the talk of the town. Every week they're gonna be asking, how are you gonna stop this running back tandem? You can't stop it. Prepare for it, but you can't do nothing, man. Let's go.
I feel like everything J-Mo said was fire until he hit me with the big nasty. We gotta stop trying to make big nasty work. we gotta stop trying to make big nasty work. As of right now, I'm just gonna put this out there. From here on out, the DSA will do challenges. I am doing a challenge. We need a new name for big nasty. I can't do this. I'm not doing this. We gotta stop trying to make big nasty is not. Man, listen. I am challenging.
He's selling T-shirts with that on. Man.
Is he selling them for real?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, he's making money.
That's
too.
his brand.
That's his brand.
That's
What is he trying to do? What is he trying to do? Be a porn star at the football? I mean, what is this? Big nasty?
Oh, why not? What do you mean?
Like what the heck? Listen, people. I am challenging y'all to find a new name for Mr. Logan Steinberg or whatever his name is. He need a new name besides Big Nasty. I don't care what it is. Anything but Big Nasty.
Look. I'm telling you, you're going to have all this problem with this name until you see Khalil Mack come towards us and then he break his collarbone because Big Nasty just shoved him to the ground. You can be like, oh, yeah, that's Big Nasty right there.
Could you imagine?
Don't worry. It's coming.
Could you imagine the NFL mic'd up Khalil Mack running to him and being like, man, you big and you nasty. Just it doesn't work. It don't work. So I like that. Iceberg. I like Iceberg.
Motto.
I like Iceberg. That's from Little Giants. I'm just saying. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
My wife has spoken. Big Nasty sounds like something you get from McDonald's.
I'm telling you, right? Like what is it?
Guys, I just looked it up. It's Mr. Nasty. It's not Big Nasty.
Oh, it's Mr. Nasty.
Hold on. Wait. Did you say it's Mr. Nasty?
Yeah, Mr. Nasty.
Anybody who's ever seen
Big Nasty.
Anybody who's ever seen Next Friday,
Nasty. Oh.
Remember the scene where the uncle's in the house and he's like, "It's Mr. Nasty time." You can't do this. This is terrible. We gotta find a new name, people. We gotta find a new name. I'm challenging y'all to fight. Matter of fact, we'll tweet that.
A couple. The Kentucky Bulldog was up.
I like the Kentucky Bulldog. I like the Iceberg. I like Mr. Nasty. It's Mr. Nasty time. It don't even sound right. Can you hear that?
I don't even know how to do this, man.
They in the huddle like 21 dive. Break. And he just walk out. It's Mr. Nasty time. Like what?
It's Mr. Nasty to you. What is he, Janet Jackson?
Uncle Elroy. It's Mr. Nasty time. That's what his name was. Uncle Elroy.
Elroy.
Yes, we're not doing it. He got to change his name, people. We got to campaign. Where's his Twitter account? I can tell him we changing your name. It's coming. It's coming.
No, man. No, we got to embrace it, man. We got to embrace it. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is funny. I you know what? I'm losing the question because of Mr. Nasty here. So, will the Lions have a running game this year? And who did I miss? I went with Luke and J-Mo so far. I'm going to go to the Queen. I'm going to go to Rachel. What do you think?
So there's a lot of moving parts that all need to come together for this to work out. I'm gonna say the negative thing first, but don't worry, you guys. I'm gonna get to the positive. But we are talking about at least 2 new starters on the offensive line. Throw in a new offensive line coach, a rookie running back. There's a lot of things that have to go right, and I'm all about the on paper. It sounds great. What does it look like on the field? But with that being said, they have a talented and young group. And J-Mo touched on this. My main hope for this running game is that if history says anything, Darrell Bevell's second year is always his best year for the rushing attack. When he was with the Vikings, he took them from 113.8 yards per game, 4.1 yards per carry in year 2 to 164.6 rushing yards per game, 5.3 yards per carry, from 22nd in DVOA to 3rd in DVOA. With the Seahawks, he did the same thing, 109.8 rushing yards, 4 yards per carry, 14th in DVOA. Year 2, 161.2 yards per game, 4.8 yards per carry, 1st in DVOA. That is what I'm looking forward to.
You know what, Rachel, you nasty. Oh, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna change it from the Queen of the Den to Mrs. Nasty Time. That's what
No, we can't do that. I don't know about that.
We gotta get rid of that name.
Okay, Real. What do you think? We're gonna have a running game this year?
All right, first things first. This is real. Okay, I just want to let everybody know first. All right,
it's Randrew. I'm just kidding.
What'd you say, Andrew?
Yeah. So, guys,
we're all listening to you, Andrew, right now.
I really think this is the year, guys. But in all seriousness, I think this is the year that we will have a run game. Not just because of the capital that we put in through the draft, but yeah, like Rachel was saying, like I don't have that all those stats with me and stuff, but you preached it. Darrell Bevell, I believe in this man. Like we went way too long with first Joe Lombardi and then Jim Bob Cooter with these awful coordinators that didn't know how to, establish a run game, call plays within a game, manage a game, the offense. No, nothing. It was terrible. And immediately once Bevell came in, and we saw Stafford under Bevell's system, I just love it. I love it so much. And even when Stafford was out, we said it multiple times, it wasn't the offense that was losing those games. And for the most part, with our backup running backs, without Kerryon Johnson, we had a pretty damn decent run game, even without our starting quarterback. When they knew that we were going to run it, we had really nothing else to go for. And I love that. I love seeing that, and I think I just truly believe in Darrell Bevell. And with Kerryon coming back and DeAndre Swift now entering it, and Huntley we've talked about, it's just this has to be the year. I will definitely lose hope in there ever being a run game established if it's not this year. So I pray to God,
Well, that makes a lot of sense, Real. And now we're going to go to the other half of the dynamic duo, Andrew, who we mistake for Real.
Yes, this is also real.
Too similar.
Okay, Real, give us your second opinion.
Right.
Look, first of all, I gotta say, Luke, Big Nasty is the dopest nickname I've ever.
That's what I'm.
No, we didn't listen. We not listen. We dead in that name. We listen. We have been challenged to create a new name for him. And I'm going to push it to him and say, listen, I know you think this is a great name for you, but go watch next Friday, because Uncle Elroy is what I'm thinking of every time I hear this. Is Mr. Nasty. Like, I don't get this. Like, we're going to kill that.
So I'm going to be negative on this one, folks. I got to disagree with what you guys are saying, okay? When I look at those teams that Bevell had before, he had big running backs that were power running backs. Adrian Peterson, power running back. Marshawn Lynch, power running back. Where is our power running back that you guys think that we're going to have a fantastic run game? Bo?
Why not Bo? Why not?
I totally agree with
you. Get him,
I totally agree with you. But how many carries is Bo going to get that he's going to lead our team in carries? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look at our offense last year, what did we do? We did play action, so we faked up the middle to throw deep. Worked fantastic. Stafford was a beast at it. But the other times, we actually did run up the middle, and it was 0 yards, 1 yard, negative yards, 1 yard, 2 yards. Like, we all saw it over and over and over again. Please tell me what is going to change if we are not able to adapt to that scheme. We don't have the power running back that's going to be our primary back. We have shifty backs, change of pace backs. So unless we're using Bo in that type of system, I don't see DeAndre Swift and Kerryon Johnson being able to run up the middle consistently against stacked boxes. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Hey, Luke is laughing. What are you laughing for?
I'm not laughing at him, but Lord Warner says sounds like something you would get from Burger King. Let me get that big nasty. Have it your way.
Big nasty just says have it your way.
It don't sound right. It just don't sound right. I'm just gonna put it out there.
And hold up. So the Dern says we also had awful guards on the left side. I agree with you. We didn't have good guards on the left side, but we have the same exact guard on the left side this year. So we just talked about we have Jonah Jackson, which he'll be good, but Graham Glasgow is also a pretty good guard. So what really is changing in the sense that we're just going to freaking ball out this year, run up the middle between the center and the guards, and just kill it. I just don't see us having a top 10 run offense. And if you're not a top 10 run offense, then you're an average run offense.
Listen, listen, Jim caught on to the same thing I caught on, which is the best rushing attack Stafford has ever had was 17. If you give me average right now after what I've seen the last few years, I take that. I'm serious. It's better than last. Average right now is better than last. It's so many ways I can go with this. Like it's like you can have a name like Predator or Mr. Nasty, or you can have a name like the Punisher or Mr. Nasty. So you gotta take your wins when you can. If they get an average rushing attack, I think we can do some damage with an average rushing attack. I mean, between 15 and 20, I think we can do some damage. Just saying.
Yeah, no, I'm so serious. So serious. Oh, thank you, D Hype. He did send that to me. I will make sure I get that on the website in the coming days. I appreciate that. I really do. All right, guys, it's 9:41. We had a few questions left. Get your questions in the chat so that we can answer your questions. I know we had some before. Anyone can find them. That would be great. I have a hard time finding them for some reason. I really do.
Post them up. So while we have this little pause in the show, I just want to point out that me and Luke are going to be debating tomorrow at 8 p.m. on Mine and Real show. I'm letting y'all know now that you've seen how mad Luke was getting earlier about this stuff. He's going to have 2 bad days in a row because he's about to get wrecked.
Listen, I love the confidence. I do got an uphill battle. But like most people, I know how to rise above these battles. And so guess what? I am prepared for this debate. You think I'm going to be upset? Wait till you realize you lost this one, buddy, and you didn't stand a chance.
Look, there's no way I'm losing this unless you go so far off track that you're just talking about something that has nothing to do with the debate.
Okay, we gonna see. I got something for you. That's all. Listen, I got something for you. All I'm gonna tell you is, to the people, get your popcorn ready. Hide your kids, hide your wife. It's going down.
Okay, we got a question here. I'm going to start that out with this one. Devin99 asks, what percentage does DeAndre Swift have to win the Rookie of the Year? What do you think? I'm going to toss this one over to Rachel.
Percentage. Whenever we have to pick these percentages, my brain kind of sizzles a little. I'm like, percentage to win Rookie of the Year. I think. Don't kill me, y'all. I'm not putting it very high. I'm gonna put it at 47%. And my my thought process behind that is, number one, I just never go with an even percentage. But number two, there were a lot of great rookies that came out of this draft class. Some that I think are going to fill roles that may have a little bit more of an immediate impact, and that might draw a little bit more attention, unless, like Luke said, we're going to be run crazy this year. It's going to be insane. It's going to be such a difference from last year. Without that, I feel like he may end up overlooked in favor of somebody else who might have a bit more of an immediate impact right off the bat. So that's where I'm coming from.
Okay,
I want to
totally understand. Go ahead, J-Mo.
Since Rachel wants to pick weird numbers, I'll pick 11.675%.
Perfect.
So I'll say 11.675% because I don't think he has a chance to really win Rookie of the Year because I don't think he'll be getting the opportunity and the carries if he was going to a bad team with no running backs. Like we had, if Kerryon wasn't on the team, I'll probably say 80%, to be honest with you, because he'll always be getting the football. But on our team, he's not going to be getting the – I think him and Kerryon are going to split carries and Kerryon to have a little bit more. So I think that's the reason why I don't think he's going to be getting the numbers.
Right.
Because it's bound to be some rookie running back that's going to get like 1,200 yards and 400 or 500 receiving yards and a couple touchdowns every rookie year. So I just don't think he's in the running for that. But that's not what we need. We don't need awards. We need – running backs that's going to run the football down Minnesota and the Packers throw. So we don't need awards. We need wins.
Yes, we do. That was well said, J-Mo. That was well said.
Yes, it was.
PD says, PD, shout out to you, part of the DSA. PD Sports, what percentage do y'all give that we can duplicate what we did in 1967? Dude, I'm the oldest one here, and I was not alive in 1967. I was born in 69, bro, so I have no idea.
He was referring to the when we had the offensive and defensive rookie, I think it was, of the year, where we had like a cornerback and a running back, and they both end up being the best.
I do remember that.
So that's what he's referring to. What's my percentage that happened this year? Okay. I was gonna go there, but I was like, nah. Defensive rookie of the year. Whoa, okay. Don't get taxi with me. I haven't even got my number yet. Okay, barking already. No, I'll give it about 5%. Or in the case in true honor of Rachel, 5.4. What did Rachel bid? She bid $750. $1. $1.
$1. Going down to $1.
I would say like maybe 20%.
What did you think, J-Mo? Did you get to go?
No, I was just gonna say I would say 20%. But I tell you this, I hope it's 100%.
So who's your rookies of the year for offense and defense? I know Swift was one of them. What's the other one?
Wait, rookie of the year? Oh no. He asked if Swift was gonna be rookie of the year. I said 11.6.
Oh no, because we're talking about PD was saying something about 1967.
Yeah, I know what he was saying, but I was saying that
we had an offensive rookie of the year and a defensive rookie of the year. Who would be the defensive rookie of the year? Would that be
the defensive rookie of the year? I would say it would be Okora. I just don't.
Okay.
It's just like for a cornerback to win.
Wait, pause. Hold on. Did you say Okora?
Cornerback to win.
You said Okora.
Wait, you mean Okuda, right?
You said what?
You mean Okuda, right? Not Okora.
No, I said Okora.
But he's not a rookie.
What do you mean?
Julian, bro. What are you talking about?
Julian.
You're so focused on trying to beat me tomorrow that you done lost your mind.
Listen, I don't know why I was thinking of Amani Oruwariye. That's what I forgot we had Julian Okora. I swear I forgot we had him.
You better get some sleep because I don't want any excuses for that.
I was going to say that I just don't think in order for a cornerback to win Defensive Player of the Year, although Stephon Gilmore won it, Stephon Gilmore literally only won it because they couldn't really give it to Aaron Donald again, even though they could have, but it would have been redundant. But for a corner to win Defensive Player of the Year, he would have to be like unprecedentedly good. And I just don't. I think somebody like Julian Okora could have 10 or 12 sacks and win Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Okay.
Or
we're gonna go rapid fire on the rest of these questions so we can get the final thoughts. It's getting up towards 10 o'clock.
Jim, I think you missed it, but the Dern asked you guys to answer who you think's gonna win the debate tomorrow, and I want to hear this.
Oh, that's a good one. Thank you.
We'll ask the question. I can't find it, but that's cool.
So the question is, who will win the debate, Luke or myself?
Go ahead. Tell the truth. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Don't do him like this.
I think I will. No, I'm kidding. I'm not even in it,
The Kool-Aid Department said follow the money. Vegas knows it all. Right, who's the money on? We got to find out. I'm just saying, I'm ready for this debate. It's gonna be a tough one.
What's the debate about? That would help.
Oh, yeah, I'll let him tell him. I'll let him tell it. Go. What's the debate about?
So, if y'all remember, Luke said some crazy stuff saying that Dantzler is better than Desmond Trufant, and that he also said that he disagrees with our the top 5 NFC North quarterbacks, and that you can't put a rookie cornerback in that list. So we're going to be debating that.
Okay.
So what y'all
I don't
think?
think anyone wants to answer. I don't think anyone wants to answer this.
Silent.
I don't think
What?
they do
You
either. I
know-
think everybody's staying neutral
hold
right
on.
now.
I'll break the silence. I'm going Team Andrew all day, all night.
Y'all can't trust J-Mo. J-Mo been drinking all
Don't be
day.
hitting on my fans, bro. Get out of here.
Well, because J-Mo said that. I'll go with Luke then, all right?
Thank you, Leon. Thank you.
All right, you
Andrew,
already
don't be
know
hating on my friend. Don't be hating on him.
I'm gonna have to go with my boy, of course, Andrew. And Luke, you have a losing record on our channel, so I don't know about and hey, I'm also gonna be the host, so it's kind of like a special referee type match. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's
like a rig one. Okay, for sure. I'm ready.
it's like when Shawn Michaels was the ref. When Triple H was fighting. You know how it goes.
It's all good. I'm ready for it. I'm with you.
Hey, Luke.
Yes.
Yeah, I need you to take over. I gotta step out for a second.
For sure. All right, we got Just Jax. He says DSA first, great show, everyone. Secondly, realistically, who can come in and replace Matt Patricia in this year if this year goes astray? Also, it's pronounced similar to Jock. Okay, my bad. So just Jock, got it. All right. Well, this is gonna be a tough one. I got the answer for it real simple. And I know people is not gonna like it. There are a few people that I think can get this done. One is David Shaw from Stanford. I think if you can talk him out of there, it would be perfect. Give him a chance to get the players he wants, and I think he can get it done. He's one. And then two, I think if I had to go to a person who did not have the head coaching ability, but it looks like he got the attitude to keep the defense alive, Robert Salazar, how you pronounce his name, from the 49ers, Salah, from the defensive coordinator for the 49ers. What say you, J-Mo?
I say, even though I know Lions never bring in head coaches with experience, but honestly, I want Lincoln Riley, and I want him on this team because I think he makes me believe no matter what quarterback we got, we can do something. Because even though I know like most of his QBs get drafted, but it seemed like if you throw any average quarterback in his system, they go win 9. So. And he has all of the I just think Lincoln Riley is the guy. Even though I hate Ohio State, Urban Meyer, I would consider, and then I would also consider Robert Saleh from the 49ers.
Okay, now he ain't done inflicting this injury on me. He said I didn't hear Rachel answer that question. Who winning that debate, Rachel? You got to be the tiebreaker. So far, I got Jim. He got 2. So you got a chance to just go ahead and just, break it even for us and tell the truth at the same time for your conscience.
Hold up.
No
Rachel,
pressure.
before you say anything, I just want to say, Luke, Jim felt bad that J-Mo took my side, and he said, you know what? Because J-Mo took Andy's side, I'm going to take
No. I got
It
Luke
still
in this
counts.
one. I'm 100% behind Luke in this
It
one.
still counts. First of all, it still counts. It doesn't matter if you got the girl, you got the girl. Okay, it still counts. Don't try to downplay what he did. Now, Rachel, no pressure on you. No pressure at all. Just go ahead and say it. Luke, go ahead. Say it.
What? You guys are breaking up.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Rachel went into a tunnel, folks. So she'll
Yeah,
be back.
right. What? You got to break it up,
Rachel's
right?
internet connection's having problems
Right.
now.
We're not even on cell phones if we breaking up. This is impressive. Okay.
Wow.
All right.
That's so funny.
All right. Are you ready for the final thoughts, or you want to take a few more questions?
We're ready for final thoughts. Well, let's take this
Sure.
last question, then we'll go ahead and give our final thoughts.
Well, we answered that one. You see another one?
Oh, no. No, because anybody see a really good one?
Can I ask one? What would you guys think?
Here we go.
Andrew, go ahead.
What would you guys think if we kept Darrell Bevell as the head coach and got Wade Phillips as the defensive coordinator?
I would throw up in my throat and hold my nose to make sure I die slowly and painfully.
Oh my God.
Why would they do that?
Pretty graphic.
Listen. No, seriously, think about this. Wade Phillips does a great job with his defenses, but the problem with Wade Phillips' defenses is after that initial first year, they're really easy to figure out, and that's why he keeps having a problem. People figure out his defenses too quick. He's innovative when
he's taking defenses to Super Bowls, bro. I don't know.
Right, he has. But then after that, what happened? It got real. It's real easy to figure him out.
All I want is one, man. Let me just get one Super Bowl.
Like I just don't like that idea. And then two, it would be the Lions repeating history, hiring somebody with them from another losing regime. Like you can keep the guy. Like some people are just good at being a coordinator. I remember that the Colts for the longest had an offensive coordinator named Moore. And everybody wanted him to be a head coach. And he just wanted to be a coordinator because he was so good at it. I just don't no. We're not doing this no more. No, that's a lion move. No, I don't want that. I would throw up. That's just my view.
Hey, wow. You know what else is a lion move? When I can predict us selecting DeAndre Swift, I just have to.
Listen, it is what it is. It's a lion move. Just saying.
He's gonna be a beast, y'all. I love him, y'all, but I just can't get over me predicting that just because of the way that I predicted. So it is what it is.
Ooh, okay. After all this fun, I'm going to tell you what. This has been one of the funnest roundtables I've ever been on. You guys are all great, and I love the camaraderie and the way we can joke around with each other, and it's all fun and it's all good, man. And we love talking about our Lions and having fun with everybody. So I'm going to give mine first. Final thoughts. I thought this was absolutely a blast, guys, and I appreciate each and every one of you on the panel tonight to make it as fun as it was. I appreciate everybody in the chat. Yeah, I got Val in the chat, telling Luke it's a little graphic tonight, but anyway.
Listen. I was so happy to just be talking football, people.
It was so much fun.
That's all I want to do is talk football, and it's so fun doing it, especially with the guys and gals, because we got one gal, but she's this queen rocks. She leads in a way that it's infectious, and I just this group as a whole is phenomenal. So it's just fun to talk football.
Yeah, it's amazing. It really is. You guys are absolutely the best in the chat and absolutely the best on the panel. And I'm humbled by being here. I'll tell you the truth. With everything going on in the world today, man, this is a place of refuge. We can come here. We can have fun. We can talk about our Lions. We can kind of diss at each other just a little bit and have some fun. And I think it's just perfect when you can all get along, rib each other a bit, and still have a great show and a great time. I'm gonna go to you, JMO, with your final thoughts.
What's good, everybody? Y'all know, as always, we had a great, wonderful show today, man. I'm always dropping videos. You can check it out on my channel. Make sure you go watch Luke lose tomorrow to Andrew. Look, only reason I'm saying Andrew gonna win because if he wouldn't be debating you this, it'd probably be me. So it's all good. It's all good. All right, and Rachel, it sounds like your internet is fixed, so you care to let us know?
Right. You know that too, right? It's working now, right?
Man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you guys like the video. I hope we can fix our offensive line situation because we really don't know who the starters will be. But as always, sign Kenny Galladay before I lose my mind. And I'm out.
Okay, Andrew, what are your final thoughts?
It's real, first of all. This is real.
I went to Andrew. I'm the host. I get to go to whoever I want.
All right. Andrew. I thought you were going in the same order.
Oh, my gosh.
He just called me out, man. Like, man, it's the wrong name. No.
Listen.
Andrew.
It's the real. It's real. Okay, not Andrew. It's real. That's how he gets you the rock.
I was calling Andrew's name for real.
All right, sorry.
Look, I mean, like everyone's saying, this was a friggin' blast. Y'all have me cracking up and stuff. I just gotta say, if you guys want to see a debate that is one-sided, come tune into my channel tomorrow. Come tune into my channel tomorrow, because I promise y'all, Luke's gonna be talking about some nonsense, and I'm gonna shut it down. All right, get that popcorn ready. Make sure you hit that bell, because we're starting at 8 p.m. You know, I know people are busy. It's the middle of the week, whatever. But make sure you tune into our channel and just get ready, because this is gonna be a good one.
Okay, all right, Real. If you want to go next, I'm not going to hold you up. Go ahead.
All right. This is Real. Just letting you guys know. Listen, Andrew, I love you, bro, but you talk so much shit that every Luke G fan across the whole internet is going to show up. I just want you to
know, dude. They're going to be like, I agree with Andrew, but Luke.
Yeah, but Luke. Yeah, but yeah, just like Jim was saying, man, you know, thanks to everybody on the panel. It's awesome to get off work after a long day or a long week and just, you know, talk Lions with a bunch of people that are passionate fans. So, you know, I love this panel. I love this group. I love the DSA, and just appreciate everybody. And subscribe to all the channels, man. They're in the description, or actually they're part of Jim's channel. We are all a part of if you click on the channels tab, you can see our links. But anyway, yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks everybody in the chat hanging with us. Peace.
Yeah. All right. Now we go to the queen of the den for your final thoughts.
With the internet.
Yeah, it's really weird. My internet just came back. It's crazy.
It's amazing.
It was breaking up. I heard something about a debate that you guys should definitely check out on Real Detroit Lions fan channel tomorrow. It was breaking up. I don't know who's in it or anything, but I think it's going to be really good. All that to be said, it is going to be awesome. I'm definitely going to be listening. Is it possible to root for both sides? I don't know. I'm going to try. We'll see how it goes. But this was really fun tonight, you guys. You guys are awesome in the chat as always. Remember to subscribe to all the members of the DSA. We're always having fun. We're always going to be putting out content. And as always, one pride.
Oh, that was amazing. All right, guys. Let's go to JMO. Do you go yet? I didn't think you did you?
No, he went.
No, I did go.
Oh, yeah, I was going to give him a second opportunity. Oh my God. Anyway. All right. Final thoughts. Last one up. I'm going to go to you, Luke.
Listen, first of all, thank everyone for coming in here. I see the likes are up nice and high. The chat was interactive. We had some fun today. We talked some football. And for that brief moment, we did not have to look at the outside world. That is what the DSA is about. When you come here, you're not going to get nothing else but the sports that you want to hear. And we're going to have fun doing it, because this group here, we love doing this, and we love coming together so we can talk this sport and talk about our team. Now, I had to think long and hard about this one, because I didn't really know where I was going to go with my positive quote of the day. And so one of my favorite movies came on, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. Today's quote comes from Harry Potter. That's right. Don't at me. That is a great movie. It's wonderful reading. Okay. Don't you at me. But this one comes from a particular character, Sirius Black. He says, if you want to know what a man's like, take a good look at how he treats his inferiors, not his equals. This quote hit me really hard, because it came to a point where I had to ask myself, look at this world. We act as if though that we're not human beings anymore. And so my challenge today is to tell you, remember the human side of you. If you forget, step on your own toe, you will find that it hurts the same way it does if you step on somebody else's. It doesn't take much to be human. It doesn't take much to spread kindness. It doesn't take much to be committed to a cause, whether that cause is with you or not, but to be committed to a cause to just make this world better. This is that moment that you have to take out your life minutes, and simply just say, what did I do today to make the world better? Because tearing somebody down to build yourself up just means that you are going to be in the world all alone. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that you subscribe to all the members of the DSA. Make sure you hit that notification bell. And as always, don't be no chump. Please do your research.